Whoopsie daisy, maybe I should move this. Poink. All right, that'll do, I guess. So, hey, Benjamin, I guess you're the only one here so far. I don't know if I like that placement of the timers right now. Maybe what I will do is I will shrink it just a bit and move it back over here. That's fine, I guess, like that, isn't it? Yeah, fair enough. Okay. Well, hello, Benjamin. Aloha, siblings. Gavin, hey, how's it going? Elijah, hey, how's it going? Is that we, W-I-I? I can't tell. Doug, hey, how's it going? And Tony the Tiger. Okay, that's cool. All right, well, welcome to the live stream. I'm doing okay, you guys. I think anyway. Oopsie daisy. I still haven't quite got everything set up the way I really am going to like it here because, I don't know, I still feel like stuff isn't where I'm used to it being, so it'll just take a while, I guess. So, okay. Get you out of this world tonight. Well, we'll see what we can do about that, James. I'm not sure where to start tonight, so do I feel like doing any games tonight? Hey, let me guys ask you a question. How is the audio? Because my meters are showing a fair amount of, like, background noise. Like more than, like a good deal more than usual. So, well, you know, yeah, you might get lost in the beard tonight. Hey, Nasal Penny. Oh, I'm sorry you won't be here that long, but I'm glad you dropped by. Hey, Missy, how's it going, dude? Hey, Doug, how's it going? All right. Thanks, James. Thanks, Doug. Okay, I'm just going to assume that the audio is more or less okay. I think I'm also going to... I'm just at odds with myself what to do. I guess you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go to... Let's go do some gaming for a brief period of time. And there we go. And now I need to push. I guess let me put this over here so I can still kind of see what I'm supposed to be doing. And like that. Okay, I just have to make sure I remember to bring that back up front here in a minute or two. Okay, so let's do, oh, we have to do practice. I think I played today's, didn't I? Yes, I did. Okay, let me go back. All right, we'll just do practice then. Let me grab my keyboard. Here, let me just do it this way. But that's just easier. And let's say cushy joint freak. Hey, Kate Manda, how's it going? Good to see you. And scare maybe. I'm gonna go ahead and put in below. Slate maybe. Okay. Begat maybe. Oops. Begat. Hey, what do you know? They use that one fairly often. Oh no, is this going to be myrrh? No, it's... That's it. Yeah, they use myrrh a lot lately too. So unlit. Oh, sure, MSC. I just have to guess the words. So I'm given 8 simultaneous, essentially Wordle puzzles to solve. And the idea is that you just put out 5-letter words until you guess all 8 of them. So I guess the theory is you be strategic, right? I guess green. It doesn't matter what order I solve them in either, just as long as I solve all 8 before I run out of guesses. So scare, yeah. Hey, Zach. Hello, back to you from California. I'm not seeing what the second to the last one is. No, well, actually, I'm not seeing what either of them are, really. I guess one could be devil, couldn't it? What do you know it was, too? Ladle? L-A-D-L-E. What do you know? Yippee-yi-yay. Got one right. Well, let's do another one. So, you can pick whatever words you want to start with. I almost always pick the same 3 words to start because, well, if you look down at the keyboard below, it keeps track of all the letters you've done. So if it's grayed out, that means I've put it up there. And if it's got a green band, that means it's in the correct spot in that particular puzzle. And if it's a yellow band, that means it's in there, but it's just not in the correct spot. So it's a little like the Mastermind type thing going on. And so anyway, I usually do use cushy, joint, and freak, specifically because they're 15 unique letters, so I don't double anything up. And I've used all the vowels, including Y. And so the second one looks like snore. That one could be brief or grief. I'm going to say that one is Oregon. And it's grief. And frond. Well, I don't know. I think I'm going to be doing Sokoban soon. Let's see, because this Monday is a mind test Monday. And then I think the Monday after that is Sokoban, is what I have kind of written on my calendar anyway. So if that counts as strategy, then that would be coming up soon. Otherwise, I don't know. If you're thinking about Codebreaker, I could maybe play a little bit tonight. Or I guess it's not Codebreaker anymore. It's just Mastermind, isn't it? Although I'm still uncomfortable about whether or not that's really the right name to use, because I'm pretty sure Mastermind is a proper name for, I think it's an intellectual property that belongs to Invicta. I'm going to use Plum. Oh, just because it amuses the hell out of me. Did any of you guys see the post that I made? It was on Facebook. Hey, Kuya James, how's it going? Aloha. I did a post where it was Wordle, and oh, you know, maybe I should just try and find it. I could do that, can't I? Let me bring. So I'm gonna. Well, let me finish this, and I'll go find it. I'm getting all distracted. Bill, just stick to one thing at a time. Oh, aisle, isn't it? A-I-S-L-E, there we go. And that one's going to be what? Hatch, patch, catch. So let's try hatch, I guess. What do you know? And world, I guess. All right. Now, just because it amused me to no end, let me see if I can find this picture and show it to you guys while I'm here. Let's see. So I want to go to, oh, I wonder. Let me go over here to this. Let me see what's what here. Let me see if it's, I don't remember where I put it now. Oh, here it is. Okay, I wonder. Let me try a thing here. Because this should. Where did it go? Here we go. There we go. So now. So does anybody recognize that? I'm missing the very last word to it, of course, because I ran it. But anyway, that's the solution to it, right? It's cushy, joint, freak, plum, waged, vixen, squiz. That's how you get all 26 letters used in my particular progression. Anyway, it just amused me that it came up that way. So we don't need this, and we don't need that anymore. So there we go. Hey, Reclaimer Rob, how's it going, man? So anyway. When that happened to me, I don't know, it's been probably more than a week ago. I think it happened before last live stream. I just forgot to mention it. But it just amused me because it, was following my typical, cushy joint freak. So it's probably flirt, isn't it? There we go. And arise, maybe. And skiff, I guess. And money, maybe. And all right, I'm not sure what. Well, I'm going to say mimic is that one, or what do you know? And, oh, alpha is that one, isn't it? Yeah. And I don't see what that one is. Is it? Salve, maybe? Is that what it is? S-A-L-V-E? Okay, that's what it was. All right, so now what do I have over here? Hey, Maury, how's it going? Anybody have a clue on this last word? S what? S-A, nope. S-I, nope. So S-M. Oh, I bet it's Swami, isn't it? What do you know? Let me go do a couple of the sequence ones, because I like doing that one. And, oh, you know, I just realized the clock's over there covering everything up, isn't it? Well, what am I going to do? Oh, you know what I need to do is I need to check the clocks. All right. All right, I got enough time to play a little bit more. All right, so I don't know what I'm going to do here. Let's just move. Oops, let's not do that, Bill. All right, let's do this and move this one down, I guess. And that'll have to do. All right. Bill's half-assed live stream organizational skills. Yikes. Harry, I guess, right? And probably wine, yeah. And stork. And horde, probably. And waste. And nope, skate. And crypt. And oh wow. Mealy? No, that's not it. I guess that's MEL. What is it going to be? What's it going to be? Hell, I'm drawing a blank. Elegy? No. Well, we only have one E. And belly? What do you know? And, you know, I think I'm going to put this aside for a moment. And I think I'm going to go to the, I go back to here, let me bring this over. And let me go to here, I guess. There we are. And, oh, you know what I think I'm going to do? I was thinking of changing the background. I think I'll leave it alone. Yeah, I'll just leave it alone. And let me put this over here. Oh, and it's coming up on, okay, so the first break is coming up. And this break is just me taking a break. There's not going to be any commercials or anything like that. It's just me, you know, going and stretching my back and the like. So, but in the meantime, I will start doing what here, you know, just because it's a quick thing to do before the break actually happens. Oh, don't bang things, Bill. All right, let's brush on the microphones here for a little bit. Jamie. And slow down a little bit too. Yeah, not so fast and rambunctious. Thanks, Elijah. I appreciate that. And I'll brush over here on this one. Trying to maintain a slower pace. It's one thing I think I definitely have to work on as an ASM artist is I find it, I lapse into my normal, faster speaking pace a lot of the time. And I think it might be more conducive to ASMR if I were to, I don't know, try to be more mindful more consistently of the pace of my speech. And here we go. It's almost time to go to break. 2, 1, and there we go. Here's the first break. Yep, I know, the timer just went off. And we're going to do this, and I'm going to say here. Well, that hopefully was relatively painless. Now let's go back to brushing and the like. Left us in a cliffhanger. I'm doing pretty well. Thanks for asking, Quan. And, let's see how we'll brush over there while I speak over here. I will do a little bit of whispering as well while I'm brushing over there, and I will whisper over here. Whispering, 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 whispering. Whispering, 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 whispering. And maybe just a little bit more whisper before I switch over. Thanks, Chris. I'm glad you like it. And now I will whisper over here while I'm brushing over there. I will whisper over here while I'm brushing over there. And whispering over here while I'm brushing over there. And I'm whispering over here while I'm brushing over there. I guess I can lapse into a little bit of soft speaking now and again. I think I'm going to have a little drink of mint tea. Oh no, I left my napkin material. Well, use your sleeve just like your mom told you not to do when you were a kid. All right. So, now just do a little bit of soft speaking while I brush a little bit on the microphone. And I'll switch over to this side. And we'll do a little bit of brushing on the microphone. Do I drink caffeine? Yeah, not a whole lot. I find as I've gotten older that I'm very sensitive to caffeine, so it makes me jittery if I have too much. I can tolerate, most of the time I have caffeine lately, it's been in the form of matcha. And I think, I don't know, my suspicion is that it's, because tea has been upsetting my stomach too lately, but the caffeine dosage of matcha and the not upsetting my stomach bit, I think, is because it's not a brewed drink, but you're actually consuming the entire leaf. So anyway, that's my theory anyway. Hey Armand, aloha. But I will occasionally have like caffeinated sodas, like a Coke or a Pepsi or something like that, but not all that often. Oh, you guys having a heat wave over in the UK then, huh? I'll have to get the skinny on. I wonder how it is in Chester. That's where a good friend of mine is. I speak to them every Sunday pretty much. And oops, there goes the pooches. Pooches, pooches, pooches. I'm feeling antsy tonight, so I think I may end up doing a faster than usual rotation through the triggers. But what's first, I guess, tonight? Let's do the beard brush. Right, beard brush. Let's start there. Brush on this side here a little bit too. Earlier today, I watched it was a hair play video that Maria did years ago that I quite like. And there's two versions of it, so I watched both of them back to back. One is soft-spoken, the other one's whispering, but it's more or less the same video. Okay, let's do a little bit of tapping on the beard brush back, shall we? Beard tutorial, a beard care tutorial. Well, it'll be short. Let's see. I wash it and condition it when I take a shower, and I try to brush it, I don't know, at least once a day anyway. Probably a couple of times a day, depending on if I'm going out or something. That's about it. I don't really do anything else. In the past, I have occasionally put coconut oil in it, and I have in the past trimmed split ends, to help it grow. But that's when I was, really in the I want to grow a long mode. But I've since kind of just said, it is what it is, and I'm kind of just let it be the length that it is at, I guess, at least for the time being. Although I suppose I could, research what other people do with their beards, right? Do like a book report on beard care. I don't know. I'll think about it. So you say it's hot over in the UK, so how hot? And what part of the UK is everybody in that's suffering from the heat? Oh, I just noticed, Ben, I didn't realize that you chimed in that you're close to Chester. Yeah, my friend teaches at the university there. He teaches art. So 30C, I have to do a quick thing in my head now. So divided by 5 is 6 times 9 is 54 plus 32. Is that right? No, that's not right. Right? 9/5. C plus, is that right? Yeah. So NSC is a soft-spoken guy. Wow, that's crazy. Man, I get really annoyed with YouTube. It's doing this big thing for, now would be a good time for you to do your ad, and it's like, I have a plan in place, man. Wow, Lancashire. That's actually a bit north of Chester, right? Isn't Lancashire? That's kind of, I don't know, I'm thinking that's kind of up, kind of north of the whole Liverpool sort of area. Am I remembering that correctly? Hey Taylor, how's it going? Thanks, ASMR Relaxation Station. Maybe I'll do a little bit of whispering too while I'm doing a little bit of the tapping. Oops. There we go. And do a little bit of whispering. Hey, JB's Life, I just noticed. How's it going? And I'll do some whispering over here while I do some tapping over there. Actually, JB's Life, my day has been more or less okay. I've spent it mostly just kind of relaxing. I went and poked my nose in the garden a little bit and watered a couple of the things that are needing water. We have a couple of small jade new transplants. 86 degrees. Yeah, maybe I guess I was right? Because that's 30 times 9/5 is... Right, 6 times 9 is 54 and 32. Yeah, okay, that's, 86 degrees. That's... I guess I just wasn't trusting my arithmetic. I probably will do a soft-spoken garden video. It's just... Oops, hang on. It's just right now the state of our garden in general is pretty crappy, so I'm not terribly in the mood. I'm not in the mood of showing it off, to be honest. But wow. Wow, 97, that's crazy hot. Okay, I think I'm going to switch to the good old chunk of wood now. Don't worry, I'll probably revisit this stuff again. Now we'll start with just the pads on my fingers. And there go the pooches. for this amount of time, there'll be some probably, various, triggers, tapping in the chunk of wood here, and of course the crinkle bag, and oh yeah, I have the jar too. There'll probably be a little bit more gameplay. I may do Mastermind, or I might just stick with Octortle, or I might even switch to Sokoban, who knows. Hey Ryan, wow. Okay gang, that's 3 cheers for Ryan. We all know how this goes, yeah? That is super generous, Ryan. So here we go. Everybody knows. Hip hip hooray. Hip hip hooray. Hip hip hooray. And the crowd goes, ah. Thanks, Ryan. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, so everybody give Ryan some kudos. Thank you. I appreciate that. Anyway, I hope that, Quan, that answers your questions and keeps you interested in hanging around for a little while more. I still haven't figured out exactly how to deal with the number 1, number 2, number 3 ranking thing, I wouldn't mind having 100,000 subs. I imagine that I'd be, doing a little bit better financially in terms of the, the YouTube thing. But oh, is it your birthday? Is that Gnome Bro? I'm doing okay, man. Thanks for coming by. And if it is your birthday, happy birthday, man. Did you get the appropriate number of spanks and all of that, and presents and cake and ice cream and, all the other good stuff that birthdays sometimes come along with, right? I think I'm going to switch to my nails here. I get the shiny silver play button, yeah. I remember when that was kind of a big deal. And everybody was like, unveiling, they got the play buttons and all of that, and I don't really see anybody doing that anymore. I guess the cachet of, I don't know, prestige or whatever is worn off. Okay, we're coming up to the second break, and in this break there will be an ad. So I will be doing the be right back thing like I typically do, just so I can go stretch out my back and all that nonsense. I shouldn't call it nonsense, it's necessary. Yeah, so some of you will be seeing ads in just, a little more than 30 seconds from now. I wonder, is it that I wonder if I speak differently when I'm using the wood, or if it actually somehow reflects against the wood before it, I don't know, man. I don't know. Oops, there it goes. Yikes, I know. Holy mackerel. And there it went. And now it's going to go all the way over here and do the whole freaky deaky thing here now. And, all right, well, we're going to start these off. I'll fix the evil timer when I get back. And all right. Okay, I'm back, and now let's see. So I guess I want this to be. I need to edit this. Do I have to dump? I have to dump it, don't I? I have to dump it and then add one. And we're just going to say one, and then that's roughly more or less okay. All right. Is that doing it right? And then, yeah, okay. I'm going to have to figure that out because I don't want that to always happen. So, in any case, so I hope the ads weren't too offending to anybody, or maybe you didn't get any, I don't know. Oh, MSE, I just saw Parker's thing. I didn't get the pun at all. Yikes. Okay, well. Yeah, true enough. Okay, well, all right, I guess. Well, if you didn't get ads, you didn't get ads. That's fine, you know. Hey, Josh. All right, so what am I going to do now? Let's see. Let's go back to the chunk of wood. I'll tap on it with my fingernails a little bit more. God, I feel really silly about that whole timber joke. Yikes. Yeah, I used to just do the button that YouTube wants me to push, which is I just let YouTube do it when they want to do it. But people were finding that not optimal, and so I decided I would do this method just to see. And if this continues to be unhappy for people, then I think the final solution will just be to not monetize live streams. But we'll see. And I'll do a little bit of banter over here while I'm tapping over there. And you know, I think what I'm going to do is the movement thing. I haven't been doing a lot of that lately, have I? You know, I don't know what the ads are. I just push a button that has a dollar sign on it with a plus, and you know, and YouTube says ads were inserted here. So I don't know. So I guess they didn't actually insert ads for everybody. But so I'm assuming they're just random ads. Oops. Yeah, you know, I do like the whole mind test. The visuals on it are pretty good, you know. I mean, it's blocky as hell, right? Because that's the nature of it. But I like a lot of the landscapes and the hills and mountains and clouds and all that stuff. I don't know. I don't know. I like just wandering around in the world that they have there. Although, I guess I've started building some stuff. I'll keep doing some building until I feel like I've got a better handle on it. But well, I don't know if it'll go for a whole dozen, but it'll probably be, you know, well, you know, it might, because even when I start building stuff in more earnest, I'll keep wandering around just because it's my nature to kind of just, you know, wander around. When I was living in San Francisco, that was one of my favorite pastimes on the weekends when I wasn't working. It was just to, you know, wander around, man, especially down by, like, the Embarcadero, and I used to like to go people watching down there, see all the tourists and stuff down by Pier 39 and Ghirardelli Square and all that. You know, I've been thinking about doing a math thing. I don't do it mostly just 'cause, first of all, I just don't think of it, to be honest. And second, because I haven't done math in any serious capacity in a really long time. So, you know, I'd have to actually dust off the brain and see if I could actually think critically again. Or mathematically, I should say, I guess. Oh, hey, GR, I just noticed your flag there. Well, greetings back to you from California to Canada. You know, I think I'm going to open up the crinkle bag. I think maybe a little bit more tea and then I'll open the crinkle bag. Comments. Oh man, let's see. Okay. You got me with that one. Okay, Clone. See you next Saturday, man. Thanks for dropping by. All right, so what to start with tonight? How about, this is becoming less and less. Well, let's start with this one just because it seems like it's slowly losing air. almost now just a basic piece of plastic, but anyway. The beverage of choice tonight and most nights is peppermint tea. And I got some crinkling bags over there and some soft speaking over here while I'm crinkling over there. Weird to see how the transparency of the bag works for the, for the background. It's interesting. Anyway. Oh, so I started to ask before, and I think I got sidetracked or something. But I'm not at all certain what's supposed to be going on with these top fan crowns. It's like my understanding is that the more you type things in, the higher up the thing you go until like you get to be, number 1, number 2, or number 3, I guess. But I don't. Is that all it is you just get like a label for being the person who's the most verbose in your typing? Is that how that goes? Or, I don't know, I don't get it. Oh, I'm glad you like the trigger, Benjamin. Just saw you chiming in there. Oh man, my throat is getting scratchy. We don't want any scratchy throat, man. Scratchy throat makes for not good ASMR speech, right? Oh, earlier today I finished watching a anime that I started. I guess it was on Netflix. Yeah, Netflix. And it's, oh man, what is it? Oh crap, I'm going to forget the name of it now. It's like Hell's Paradise or something like that. And it's just apparently one season of 13 episodes. I guess they're going to make a new season to be out next year, but I was really disappointed with the way they ended the first season. It was like clearly, I don't know, it's like not a good place to end in my opinion. But, I don't know. Oh, is it overall interaction on all of it is? Well, then it's no mystery that you've got the number 1 crown there, do you, Benjamin? Because you are probably one of my most reliable viewers. As far as, chiming in and saying aloha and the like, which I appreciate, man. So aloha. What's my favorite anime? One Punch Man. One Punch Man just kills me, man. And one of my nephews has at least a few of the issues of the manga, so I've read a little bit of that too. But that's crazy good. I really like One Punch Man a lot. Who would have thought all those years ago when I was watching things like, Marine Boy and Speed Racer and what else was? Those are the two I remember the most when I was a kid. Well, we didn't call them anime back then. We just called them cartoons, and they were just Japanese cartoons. But Yeah, it is pretty groovy, isn't it, Kuya? Hey, the Wizard Tuesday. Good to see you, man. Glad you could make it. Yeah, I think it's time to switch to another piece of crinkly material. Let's put this one over there. And let's see what we'll move to next. How about, let's do, let's just put this aside for the moment. Let's do the metallicized snack bar wrapper. Oopsie daisy. And I have to be careful with this one because it gets so, some of the crinkles are really sharp and it really spikes on the meters, you know what I mean? Makes it hard to tell what's actually going on. I think it gets some crazy high-pitched transient things going on with this. I like the sound of it though overall. So what's everybody else's favorite anime? I'm trying to think of ones that I've watched before that I kind of enjoy. Interesting. Okay. Well, thanks, MSC. So I guess I should be encouraging you guys to participate, right? Is that the idea, that I'm supposed to have you guys, competing with each other to get the #1 crown? Attack on Titan. I've only seen a little bit of Attack on Titan, and yeah, it's gonna be. I think I will probably continue watching it, but it's clearly got some darkness in it. I'm going to do, let's do the pouches. So the tiny bubble and the larger bubble. Oops, and we're getting close to the 2-minute warning for the next break. This break, however, will just be a break. There won't be any ad. I won't push any ad buttons. Man, those creatures, the giants, the titans, I guess, I don't know, is that the right way to refer to those things? I don't know Demon Slayer. I'll have to look at that one. I'm trying to think of the ones I have watched. I watched some of Death Note. I watched... oh man, there's a couple that were like these kind of vampire type things that one of my nieces watched. I watched with her a few times. And there's that one that's it's like 4 girls. And it's their initials or something. It's like RWs. What is it? It's like their colors, isn't it? Man, it's been ages since I've seen that one. I remember enjoying that one, although I couldn't tell you anything about it right now. Oh, I've seen one that was really silly, but I have found it amusing. It's the time I was reincarnated as a slime. It's silly as hell, but there's a lot of. Oh, what's the one that I just watched recently that I really liked? No, it's not The Legend. Oh, I can't think of what it's called. It's this guy who's like the super badass assassin. Man, I can't think of it. Anyway. It'll come to me at some point. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I don't know that one either. Oh, and One Piece. I like One Piece. Actually, I just watched the live action version, as much as it is so far. Yeah, I thought it was okay. That was, I wasn't too disappointed. Oopsie daisy. there goes. It's time for me to take another short break, so let's do that real quick. Doink. Okay, there we go. I'm back again. Let's see. Jujutsu-Kaisen. I don't know that one either. And there's a whole mess. I just don't know very well. There's, you know, gazillions of anime, aren't there? Okay, so let's do. I'm gonna, just because I'm feeling antsy about it, I want to jump to the large bag of crinkle, just because I quite like that sound too. And I'll do some mumble over here. Maybe a little bit of whisper. Tokyo Majin. Oh yeah, I remember seeing Naruto, yeah. What's the other one? My brother-in-law, or my former brother-in-law, it's my sister's first husband. He was really into, what's that, Dragon Ball Z, is that the thing? I have to admit, a lot of them I'll watch, and then, like, I don't even, most anime I watch, I don't watch to completion. I kind of get bored. And then, so I don't know whether I pick it back up again or not. Like, that's what happened with the slime one. I can't even remember what was going on now. I always have to kind of re-find where I'm at if I restart an anime like that, but I've watched a few that are those, like the dungeon thing, you know what I mean, where they're going around it. Well, I guess lots of them do that, don't they? The whole find dungeons to do things in them and get magic goodies and all that kind of stuff. Soft speaking. Maybe even throw a little bit of a whisper in there. And now do a little bit of soft speaking. And maybe a little bit of whisper too there. I think after this, I'm suddenly feeling the desire to play a little bit of Mastermind, so I think I might play a little bit of the easy version of Mastermind. It's just 4 spots. That's pretty basic and easy. All right, let's go do some Mastermind, shall we? So let me push you over here, I guess. And I'll push you over here. That's good enough for now, I guess. And now we'll go over to here. And let's put on that thing there. But now let me... Hey Marcus, how's it going? Thanks for the compliment. Okay, now that I've got that all more or less kind of going the direction I want it to go in, I guess, let's start a game, shall we? And again, I'm just going to start with a single color, and there are no red ones in this puzzle. So let's do blue, shall we? So there is one blue in there. So we'll just stick it there. And now let's throw in yellow. Okay, so I know yellow is one of them there, and the blue is not correct. So let's throw in green. So now which one? Evangelion. That seems familiar. I don't know if I've seen that. That name seems very, very familiar to me, though. All right, so which one is it going to be? Oh, yeah, thanks, Benjamin. Yeah, I feel pretty confident about a lot of Africa. Africa and Europe seem to be the ones I kind of feel the best about, as far as, remembering capitals and all that stuff. All right, so which one is this going to be? I'm going to say that it's the green and the blue that are right, and that the yellow is the one that needs to move. Although it needn't be that way, but we'll find out, won't we? Okay, well, I picked those right, so let's just go ahead and put them back where they go, or keep them where they are, I guess, depending on how you want to talk about it. Let's toss in the white. Hey, what do you know? Now, I've said it before, this is one of the things that kind of annoys me with this, is to restart, you have to go back and then come back in again. That just seems like a weird design thing. I see. Newcomen says... I don't know, do you think if I was your geography teacher, you would have slept less in class? Man, it just reminded me, this is, completely tangential and whatever, but when I was a freshman in high school, I took German, and a good friend of mine also took German, so we were in the class together. But man, he fell asleep in that class like every day. It was just, the teacher was super frustrated with him. She's just like, how is it that you can't just stay awake? Okay, I'm going to stick that one there. Let's stick the green one there. Now let's introduce the pink one. Hey, what do you know? All right, I'm going to do it duplicates. Let's try that. Judge anymore. You're more to be replaced by relaxation, right? Okay, again, I'm just going to stick with a single color. I do that mostly just because they give us enough guesses. I don't need to worry about it. So let's move the, the blue one. Since the yellow one's not in there, let's try the green one. Okay, we have 2 green ones. And okay, now this is cool because since there's 2 green ones and the blue one, we know that one of the green ones has to be incorrect, right? Because if the blue one was correct, then they'd all three have to be correct, right? Because, you know, anyway. So what that means is that's green for sure. Now the blue has to move to one of them, and then I'll keep the other green there, I guess. Why not? And all right, so this is the only one that was right. So that means that the blue goes here, means the other green goes here, and that the pink goes there. This should be the end of it. What do you know? Let's do another one of those, and then I don't know, think of a different, you know, maybe I'll use that portfolio folder thing of my dad's. Anyway, again, back to just red. No red, so I'll stick in blue. And there is blue, so we'll stick that there. And we'll throw some yellow in here. Oh, hey, Marcus. Yeah, I guess it is. The other code breaker stopped working. I couldn't get it to function properly on either browser that I use. I typically use Firefox or Brave, and it didn't want to work with either one of them. So I found this one instead. And the big difference is that you have more choices of how many spaces you're playing in, whether it's 4, 6, or 8. And whether or not you allow for duplicates. So right now I'm obviously playing 4 spaces. And I think, yes, I did check duplicates, because there we go. So we know that blue was right, but we knew that already. Let's just pick 2 of these, pink. Now let's throw in a white one. Nope, but I picked good on the pink ones. So they go there. The blue one goes there. Hey, what do you know? Okay, let's go back to here. I'll move this back over here. I'll just leave that over there, I guess. And let's do my dad's sort of binder thing. I really like the sounds, you know, when your fingers stick to it a little bit. You know, going back to the geography thing, that I just noticed Ben's comment there kind of popped out at me for whatever reason. And I'm thinking I found a map that's I don't know which kind of projection it is. It doesn't look like a Mercator projection, but I don't know, maybe I'm remembering it wrong, maybe it was. In any case, it's just a blank map. But I was thinking I might try and actually just name all of the countries and their capitals with just a blank map. I mean, that's kind of my goal. If I could just start with an empty map and just say where everything is. I'm going to have to put in some effort into all the island nations. I find those to be, I think I do okay a lot of times in the Caribbean, but not so much in the Pacific. This thing over there, and then I will speak softly and whisper a little bit over here. Oopsie daisy. Don't bang the microphones, Bill. guess, just handling the folder. Poor Pooches. The second live stream in 2 weeks. Yeah, I do them every Saturday now. Every Saturday at 8. And the new regime is to go from 8 to 10:20, where I take breaks every 20 minutes for my back, and then every 40 minutes I stick in an ad. So like you'll see the timers there. So pest timer is me just needing a break. Greedy timer is for the ads. And the bottom one, well, I had to amend it because the timer did a weird thing and just turned itself off. So I had to restart the program. Yikes. Anyway. Wow. That's okay, Silas. Don't sweat it, man. It's all good, man. Okay, what am I going to do now? I guess I'll do a little bit more with the beard brush. We'll do a little bit of beard brushing, I guess. I'll do some tapping on it here in a second, too. Now let's get over here on this side, too, I guess. Quit banging things, Bill. All right, now let's do a little tapping on the back of it. Oopsie daisy, it's almost time for another break. You know, I haven't figured out what I'm doing with the bills yet. I just don't know. I mean, everything about that has just been off the top of my head so far, so I have no idea what's going on. In some ways it's a little frustrating, but, you know, I kind of feel like I should, you know, move it forward, but I just don't know what to do with it yet. So, you know, if you see one, it'll be, you know, the result of some kind of weird, like, yippee, I don't know. Oh, here we go, going into the, so commercial break as well as my back break, so. I'll start that one, and then I will start this one, and there we go. go. Okay, so I'm back. And did I miss anything? Okay, no, I guess I'm caught up more or less. Let me move this out of the way so I can see it over there better. Okay. All right, tapping on the back of the beard brush. Maybe do a little bit of whispering over here while I do a little bit of tapping, eh? Just a little bit of whispering over here while I do a little bit of tapping over there. You know, I will probably do some more reading, Yickerman. It's just, I kind of lost my head of steam because they did so poorly as far as like people, you know, the number of people watching them. So I was like, all right, maybe I should do something else that more people like. Also, I think I need, well, that's the frustrating thing is I think it would be better if I was better at reading, you know what I mean? I mean, I think the timbre of my voice is fine, but I don't know that I'm very good at reading aloud, you know? But yeah, I'll probably revisit that. I mean, I suppose I have the guitar right there. I could even do it right now, but I don't know. I mean, the sad truth is that I'm kind of reading it as if I was like a small school child because I'm only doing it off of pronunciation rules that I remember from having taken German many years ago. I'm comprehending like next to none of it. Yeah, you know, I guess there'd be, yeah, I don't know. Maybe if I picked something that was popular and just sort of did it like a chapter at a time kind of thing, I don't know. I might do that. Trying to think of something that would be conducive to ASMR though, yeah. Well, I'm glad you like the affirmations one. Yeah, I think I'm going to try and do those, you know, I don't know, once every, probably not every month, but maybe every other month or something like that. People seem to like them. I think they're worth doing. You know, I used to be, well, I've said in the one video, I was kind of like, yeah, on the whole affirmations thing, but I've changed my mind on it completely now. I think it's valuable to tell people that they're decent people, you know what I mean? Just to remind them, like, look, you're a decent human, man. Don't let the world crap on you too hard, right? Plus, I'm also a firm believer that humans should care for humans, right? I mean, if any of you guys have seen my vlog channel, there's that episode or video or whatever you want to call it that is, I think I titled it something like Survival Strategy. I'm pretty pleased with the basics of that one. Yeah, mind test is pretty much kicking butt, isn't it, Silas? You know, my recent, not the one that I just did, but the one before that I did of geography did really, really well. like almost mind test well, you know what I mean? Which really pleased me and surprised me. But yeah, you're right. Mind test consistently just kicks butt. Well, that's why I'm doing it every other week, just because, I mean, people like it. I like doing it too, so that's the thing. I mean, I suppose just to put anybody at ease who might be wondering, I'm never going to make something I don't want to make. It's my curmudgeonly nature, you know. Yeah, if I'm going to make something creatively, I have to be, at least interested in it, So it really just comes down to me, prioritizing what I want to do and then what I'm capable of doing and that kind of thing. I have thought about doing another collab with Ephemeral Rift. We just sort of, fell out. I mean, I shouldn't say fell out. It's not like we hate each other or anything. We just, and it was pretty much my fault. We just stopped interacting. Yeah, I'd be willing to do it, I suppose. A long time ago, I had an idea, although I don't know that it would have to be with him, but it would be, I thought of doing the scene out of, so I guess it would be sort of role-playing even, I guess that one was kind of role-play-like, wasn't it? There's some scenes in the Count of Monte Cristo when he's in the prison before he and the priest are actually, interacting with each other when it's all, on the other side of a wall kind of thing. I thought that might be kind of interesting to do. Yeah, I know what you mean, Silas. I've done a similar thing. I mean, not obviously on my own videos, but yeah, I've seen them. Do a little bit of whispering over here while I'm doing a little bit of the soft tapping over there. Soft and fairly rapid tapping, yeah. That's the thing with me. I like kind of rapid tapping at times, but I like it to be soft. I don't like aggressive tapping at all. Or at least what I consider aggressive, I guess I should say, because that's pretty subjective, isn't it? And here, I think I should be whispering over here now. Oh, you know what I haven't done? I haven't done the jar. I haven't done the jar, man. I like the jar. Let's see if I can reach it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, here we go. Just do a bit of distracting whispering over here. And maybe do another little bit of distracting whispering over here too. And some useless babble of soft-speaking nature too. Although in truth, I suppose it doesn't have to be, strictly two guys playing the parts, right? I mean, that's the way it was written, but that doesn't mean you can't have some flexibility in like redoing it in a different way, right? Oh, another thing I was going to do, this was going to be with a woman that was an ASM artist, but we never got around to doing it. Yeah, it's just one of those things, I guess. But it was going to be around this idea of Pie Wacket. I don't know if you know, what is it, is it Bell Book and Candle? Yeah, Bell Book and Candle with Kim Novak and Jimmy Stewart and Jack Lemmon. It's an old movie. So any of you, I think this has come up before, but any of you who are old enough to know, Kim Novak is one of the babes from back in the day. She was in Vertigo. The Hitchcock film. That's a good movie. Man, that's just rough, though. The whole story. Yeah, that guy Joe Pera, he's pretty funny, huh? Yeah, I'd be willing to do a collab with, Joe Pera, or, ER wanted to do another thing, that'd be fine. My problem is just horrible time management and all that kind of thing. Well, you don't necessarily have to be cultured, man. That's, I mean, I do have to admit I like a lot of highbrow nonsense, but maybe I shouldn't call it nonsense, but that doesn't mean it's necessary to be a decent human, you know what I mean? Okay, I think I'm going to stop on the jar here now, and what else do I want to do here? Yeah, Hitchcock is, well, there's this, I'm probably going to remember this wrong, but I'll say it the way I remember it, and then if somebody knows better, they can correct me. I'm pretty sure that it was about Rope, that somebody was criticizing Hitchcock, because in the beginning of Rope, there's a scene where there's a scream, essentially, right? But the idea is that, wait, if he's being strangled with a rope, how did that work? You know what I mean? So in response to whatever the person's criticism was, I'm pretty sure it was about Rope, Hitchcock said, "I don't make slice of life, I make slice of cake." I thought that was a pretty good line. But anyway, let's see what else we have going on in the comments here. Wow, where are you going to be shipping out to, do you know? And do you mind my asking if you, what capacity are you? Are you just a seaman, or do you, work on, the decks of an aircraft carrier? Or my grandfather was a submariner. He was Scotty, essentially the chief engineer. I would think, given modern technology with, phones and iPads and all this, I would think it would be a really good idea for the military to be having people have things like ASMR or relaxation tapes or whatever. I mean, you guys have stressful jobs, man. And humans need relief from stress, It's just... So I guess figure out a way of, recording stuff into MP3s or whatever, and, maybe get one of those cheap... Man, I used to have this cheap little junky little MP3 player. I mean, it wasn't anywhere near as slick as like an iPad or the iPod, I guess. But, it played MP3s, Oh, you're going to go into the nuclear thing. Well, I guess that's the two, wouldn't it be? Carrier or a sub, right? I knew a guy that worked on I want to say it was a carrier, but I think he was a nuclear guy. I might be remembering wrong. Oh, we're getting down to another break is going to be happening. This one will be without ads. Yeah, you don't want to get a crappy office job, man. Even if you get an office job, try to get a good one. I mean, I don't know what a good one would be, but there's got to be a good one somewhere. Actually, that's not true. When I did the programming thing, a fair amount of it was office job, absolutely, and a fair amount of it was interesting. And I didn't mind the office portion of my job when I worked for the paper company either. But that was mostly like processing orders and dealing with vendors and that kind of thing. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't blame your mom for being mad. Or not mad, but scared, I guess is what I meant to say. But, yeah, I'm pretty, I don't know. I'm not going to say anything about it. I don't want to get into politics. I've been trying to avoid it to the best of my ability for a while now. Oopsie daisy, okay, there we go. New break time. Let's restart that guy and let's go stand up. And here we go. We're back again. And if I missed anything in that, nope, looks like I've got up with all the comments. Let's do a little bit more mic brushing. Oh, you know what? I want to go play some more Mastermind. So let's just do that for a minute. And let's see, I'm going to do this. Okay. Now let me get this out of my way for a minute. Let's go here. Yeah, let's just stick with the easy one. That'll just go quicker that way, and I won't get bogged down with trying to think too critically while I'm on. Uh-oh, I think I just had a thing happen. Wow, Silas. Well, I'm glad that you're serving the country, man. Thank you very much for that. So I guess the thing is to say thank you for your service, man. Yeah, thank you. But more importantly, for this moment, everybody knows what happens now. Hip, hip, hooray. Hip, hip, hooray. Hip, hip, hooray. And the crowd goes, oh, oh. Fantastic, man. Thank you very much for your generosity. It's very cool. I appreciate it. And now let's go back to, no, I was going to do the game. Do the game. All right. Let me get this back out of my way again. I have too many windows open. And here we go. All with red. And I will do blue, I guess. And hey, we got one blue. Seems blue's been pretty consistently in the puzzle this evening. All right, and now we're going to have a yellow one, and then we'll move the blue. And toss in the green. And move them both. And toss in the pink. Oopsie daisy. Okay, man, well then, get out of school first. Okay, so which is it going to be? It's going to be that, well, it has to be that the blue is correct, because if the yellow is correct, the blue has no last place to go to. So we'll say the blue is correct, and the yellow has to go back to here. Pink's not even in it. So let's try the white. White's in it. Which one, though? Let's say the left-hand one, just for, why not? Black one over here. And what do you know? Got it correct. And let's do another one. Yeah. And red still hasn't made it into a puzzle tonight. Will blue? Yep, blue's still in it. Odd, huh? Wow, guess the right spot for the blue as well. Wow, no green either. Well, two pink, so let's set the blue there. Let's pick two pink. Throw in the white. Well, blue, which one of the pink? And the other one. Nope. And this should be the end of it. What do you know? All right, one more. Wow, still no red. No blue this time, okay. But yellow, all right. Oh, my stomach just started making noise. What was that about? Is it going to be like yellow with all three purple or something? Nope. Okay, so it's got to be the yellow that needs to move, so it needs to go here, which means these have to go there. And let's try black. Well, what do you know? I keep saying one more. Stomach ASMR, I don't know. Probably not, because that doesn't give me ASMR. I can't make videos if the ASMR doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? It's not to say that the videos will be bad. It's just, personally, so I'm not going to make any ASMR. There you go. Nifty. Okay, let's do a different thing then, I guess. Let's move this back over here. Let's go back to there. Oh, yeah, well, you know. I kind of figured you probably were, but sometimes, I don't know, my brain just doesn't always, it just does things weird sometimes, man. You know, I want to tap on the bigger piece of wood. I don't know why, but I feel like tapping on the big chunk of wood. I think something about that. Those pooches. And I will whisper it a little bit right here like that. And now I will whisper over here like that. Well, somebody's in a hurry to get somewhere. You can always tell when you hear their claws. Some of them need to get their nails trimmed for sure. Yeah, you know, Silas, I will make more stuff on that video. I've been feeling like I just need to put so much effort into this channel to kind of get it, you know, going, that I kind of have just lost sight of that one for a minute. But yeah, I will get back to doing stuff over there. That was weird. I don't know what that clunky noise was. You know, on the WC Postman channel, I've been thinking about occasionally doing something over there live. I don't know. I don't know if doing more than one live stream a week, though, that seems, I don't know. Plus, there's been people that have been asking for a mind test live, which will probably happen. Well, no, it's not probably. It will. It's just I don't know when. Sounds like he's dancing up a storm up there. I just realized I haven't been talking much this evening, have I? Kind of just forgetting about the fact that I have a voice, and that voice is a good thing for ASMR at times, yeah. Do a little bit of whispering in here, very softly and very closely to the microphone, yeah. Maybe do a little bit of whispering over here, fairly quietly, but closely to the microphone as well. You know, I'm not sure what just popped it into my head, but I think you're fine, Silas. But anyway, I was about to say is that years ago, when I was still married, so many years ago, let's see, this would have been early in our marriage, so mid-'80s. We got married in 86, so probably like 86, 87, something like that. And we used to go to Balboa Park in San Diego a lot on weekends, you know, when the weather was nice, just kind of go walk around or do a little picnic or, you know, that kind of thing. And there was this guy that used to do this, for lack of a better term, performance art thing as kind of a street person, street performer. But we noticed him, and he would just do weird things. Like he would, at first I thought maybe he was like not well in the head, you know what I mean? Like, what in the world is going on with this guy? Like he would do things like rapidly say the alphabet forwards and backwards, and then he would say the alphabet, and then he would do just vowels, and then it was like all these weird things like that. And you kind of had to pay attention to what he was doing, or you wouldn't notice it, right? Because he didn't stop and explain what he was doing; he just would do it. And so then he had this paper bag that he always had at his feet, and I thought maybe it was his lunch or something. Except for one time we were there kind of watching him, and he reached down to the bag and he picked it up and he started shaking it like at us, like gesturing at us with the bag saying, "Do you want to purchase a ticket?" And he kept saying, "Do you want to purchase a ticket?" And I finally thought, I think this is his way of asking us for money. And so I took, I gave my buck and put it in this little paper bag. And then he started doing this whole thing like it was a performance, and it was like just for us, for like $1. It was weird. And it was, I was there in public, whatever, there's people walking by or whatever, but it was, we were the only ones that gave him $1, and we were the only ones standing there consistently watching him. Anyway, so he kind of just did some stuff that was like he had done before, where, forwards and backwards with, weird word games and this kind of thing. And then all of a sudden, he just started, like, doing this book, and it took me a while because I never read it, and I guess it was my ex-wife is the one that, recognized it, because she was a lit major, or I guess English major, I don't think she ever called it lit, but anyway, whatever, she was an English major at San Diego State. Anyway, the dude was reciting Moby Dick. It was weird, like for a good 10, 15 minutes or whatever before we, kind of just decided to move on, whatever, but oops, there's 10 p.m. Yes, I know, I see the error. Thank you. Now go back to here, please. Thank you. That means I have to take my pill, so it means that there's going to be a break soon. So when the break happens, I will eat my 10 p.m. pill. And this is going to be an ad break too, so it'll be both my taking a break, there'll be an ad, and yeah, I guess that'll be it. Long day because of work. Oh, hey, Sir Stabby. I didn't even realize that you had popped in. Hi. Okay, here we go. The break's going to happen. So, doot. Okay, we will restart that one. And then we'll restart the pest timer here in a second. 1, 0, and actually, I didn't really need to do that, did I? Well, it doesn't matter. Okay, I am back. And okay, what's going on here? And how old am I? I'm going to be 60 this August. And Silas said something and then took it away. Well, I didn't see what you said, so I guess you're safe. Sports gambling. Okay, interesting. I suppose gambling kind of makes an odd, weird sense in the ASMR world, doesn't it? Because there's a lot of people who do like watching the dealers and stuff. Although I think some dealers are more, some of those dealer with the relaxing voice ones, some of them I don't think their voice is really all that relaxing, but some of them absolutely so. Oh, all right. Well, what ad did everybody get? So we have Silas got the gambling thing. You know, there's one thing, you know, since we're talking about ads and the like, one thing I find just somewhat frustrating and somewhat amusing, depending on my mood at the time. But many of you will know that I'm a pedestrian by habit. I don't, it's not that I'm anti-car. I know maybe I am to a certain degree, but it's just that cars are so ubiquitous, and they're not the best thing for most transportation needs. What is this? Oh, thank you, Jacob. What was I saying? I was talking about being a pedestrian. Oh, that I get ads for cars all the time, and it just amuses me because I'm not going to buy a car. You know what I mean? I haven't had one in ages, and so yeah, it's not going to happen. Actually, I don't even have a license. Can't have one either. So some people did not get ads. Interesting. I wonder why that is. I mean, I know some people don't get ads because they have the YouTube Plus or Gold or whatever the hell they call it for, you know, when you pay for the membership or whatever. But I don't know. Yeah, weird. It seems odd that people wouldn't get them because it keeps showing me this little thing that, you know, turn on ads. Now's a good time to turn on ads. And it's like, I have a scheduled plan, man. Leave me alone. But anyway. Oh, I can't have a driver's license. Okay, so just before I turned 40, I got a DUI, and which, you know, no big deal, whatever. I mean, I guess it's a bad thing to have a DUI, and I got one, but nobody was hurt. I did a rolling stop through a stop sign at about midnight on a frontage road and got caught by a CHP who was like 100 yards behind me. Anyway, so I did the thing. I went to court. I paid the fine. I did my community service. The judge said that one night in the drunk tank was time served, so I didn't have to do any more jail time. I mean, it was pretty basic, and, you know, there was no property damaged or, you know, anything like that. It was just, you know, I got pulled over. I, you know, was over the limit, and they took me in. In any case, though, a few years ago, I decided I would actually get my license because I was going to, I was living back on the East Bay, and my mom actually had asked if I would get my license because it would be useful for her if I could, like, drive her around and stuff so that she didn't have to drive herself everywhere all the time. Anyway, so I went to go get my driver's license again, and I was told that I couldn't get it because I hadn't completed everything for my DUI thing, which I did, and they wouldn't listen to the reason or anything. And I even had copies of the stuff at one point, which I don't have anymore. But it was really frustrating. Anyway, so they said I had to contact the court. So I contacted the court, and because the court had to send them some official nonsense, which was a long story, but I won't go too much into that. But the court doesn't have my records anymore because it was a closed case, and it was so old that they don't keep the records like more than, you know, just a few years if it's closed. And so I asked if it wouldn't be closed if I hadn't finished, and the lady at the court said, no, if you hadn't finished, there'd be a warrant for your arrest. And there's not a warrant for your arrest, so the thing is closed. And so I was like, all right. So I went back to the DMV and said, look, it's closed, it's done. Those records don't exist. And then they were just like, oh, we can't help you then. And it's just like, you got to be kidding me. So I guess I'll have to get a lawyer or something if I want to get my license. But, you know, after living in San Francisco and not needing a car for so long, I've just decided I will be a human that doesn't drive a car. It's not that big a deal. I mean, it takes me longer to get places and stuff, but yeah, whatever. I will survive. Yeah, anyway. What am I going to do now? I'm going to play a little bit more Mastermind just because it seems to be a pleasing thing for me to do from my perspective anyway. So let's go back to here, move that out of my way, and let's go back to the gaming window, and we're like that. it looks like crazy. Is that how we were going to be saying that with an X instead of an A? So hey, how's it going? Hey Russ, how's it going? And let's see, I need to go back to here. Let's go to there, and let's go back starting with red, just cause I said so. Nope, no red. How about blue? Nope, no blue. Let's try yellow. No yellow. Let's try green. Heebie-jeebie. Is it going to be like all 4 purple? Nope, there's a green. All right, so we know there's a green. Let's try pink. There's a pink, so we'll stick pink there for the moment. And we'll move green over one, and I will introduce white. And white's in it. I'm going to say that white is correct. I'll leave the white there, and I will move both green and pink one. See where that gets me. And we'll introduce black. Okay, so which 2 are wrong? I think it's pink and black. Yep, there we go. Right on, Jacob. Thank you. All right, so let's go, and we'll do this again. And wow, 2 red. So red's been out of the game all night until now, and it comes blazing in with 2. All right, so let's say, which one? I'll say the blue is there, I'll say the red is there, and I'll say the other red is there. And let's stick in yellow. Nope, okay. So let's try that red and like that maybe. Well, I got the reds and the blue right. Now it's just hunt down the last one, isn't it? Doink, nope. Red, red, blue, white. Nope. Red, red, blue, black. Hey, what do you know? We got it. All right, so we got another comment here. Oh, well, thanks, Crazy. And yes, I will be keeping up Mind Test Mondays. Don't worry about that. And actually, this Monday will be Mind Test Monday. So I'll be playing it. What I have been doing is actually playing Mind Test Mondays on Monday morning. I get up fairly early usually and play Mind Test and then edit it and put it up, that day. So although I think I'm going to start doing it ahead of time because, well, a couple of things. I'm thinking it might be valuable to me to do Mind Test. You know what, here, I'm going to skip this for a minute because since I'm talking and whatever. The YouTube does this thing, which I think I did once, and it did okay, so I think it's worth redoing. But when they have this thing where you can do release a video as a premiere, and I'm thinking I might do that as a mind test every once in a while, because I guess the deal is I watch it with you guys when it first comes out, and then there's sort of like a live chat thing that happens. And so I've been thinking about doing that. And I've also been thinking about doing, well, straight up just doing Mind Test live, which I will do eventually. It's just a matter of, me sorting it out and getting my head around it and just doing it, really. Yeah, I guess that's it. But I don't know. So what do you guys think about premieres and things? I mean, it seemed like it was an okay thing the one time I did do it. But I don't know. Well, you're very welcome, Logician. Well, yeah, with a name like that, I would think that you would like it. Anyway, well, I guess that's that. Yeah. So there might be some premieres in the future for for Mind Test Mondays. Let's go back and I'll get back to this game real quick. And no red. I think this might be the last one I do tonight, and then I'll just babble for the rest of it. Thanks, Crazy and Ben both. Yeah. One thing I was thinking, I think for premieres and things to work right, I think I need to have them uploaded and scheduled plenty of time in advance for the YouTube algorithm thing to, work its magic, so to speak. Anyways, that's my theory. I don't know. We'll find out. Wow, that was a quick ding, ding, ding. All right. All right. You know what? That's enough of that. Let's go back to here, and I guess we'll just babble for the remaining bit of time. I think I still need to work out the kinks on this timer thing. You know what I mean? I don't know. As far as technology, when I worked, for the longest time, I worked for a company called Docent, and they had their own, it was proprietary stuff. It behaved, it was a bit like PHP, I guess is a good way of putting it. It was something, well, it was actually closer to server-side JavaScript, but you didn't have to compile it. So, so it functioned more like PHP in that regard. But the thing that I did outside of working for Docent and their proprietary thing is a LAMP, right? So Linux, Apache, MySQL, and I guess PHP, yeah, right. Oh, wait a minute, did I miss what you said? Which part did I miss? I thought I saved the comment about me getting the driver's license. Didn't I explain why I can't have a driver's license? I thought I did. So I must have missed a different comment. I guess I don't see it. Sorry about that, Silas. Yeah, anyway, so yeah. I don't know, does that answer your question, Jacob? I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, yeah, I mean, it was mostly the thing, the arena, I guess, I was working in was education, online education, distribution, and management of education via online methods. The one where you got a warning? I must have missed that one, Silas, sorry. Hey, Timothy, you're here right at the end. The whole show will be ending shortly. Yeah, I don't know why I kicked off the other two timers, because after 10 they don't really have anything to do. It's just the last timer to end at 10:20. How do I get more? I don't know. I think the only way you do it is to comment, I don't know. I think that's the thing, is you just have to comment and interact with people. But, well, Timothy, just for future's sake, every Saturday night, West Coast time at 8 p.m., or maybe I should have said that Saturday at 8 p.m. West Coast time, or California time. So right now it's Pacific Daylight Savings Time. So UTC-7 currently. Yeah. But yeah, that's the thing. And this is basically it, right? I mean, I babble, I play a game or two, I do triggers. Oh, traffic warning. No, I guess I didn't see that one. All right, on. You know, I'm trying to think. I haven't used Python much. I haven't used any form of C since college. Yeah, I mean, outside of the docent, which is docent tags, or, you know, the server-side stuff and the PHP. Well, of course, you know, JavaScript, you know, whatever the hell. And yeah, I did do a data feed in Perl, but it was Perl as a parsing language back in, what was that? That was like 1999 or something like that. It was for an insurance company, needed a data feed off of a weird enterprise legacy thing that, you know, anyway, it was a pain in the butt, but whatever. Oh, the background is a fractal that I made using, I think, Fractive. Yeah, it was using Fractive, which is a free thing. When did the last time I did it? I don't know. Things that inspired me. Well, early on, my two favorite people were Whisper Crystal and Gentle Whispering. You know, Maria. And as far as inspiring me to do stuff, you know, I don't know. I think pretty much everybody, you know. I mean, ASMR is like a big, broad thing, isn't it? You know, it has a lot of appeal for a lot of different people and a lot of different triggers and a lot of different, you know. And I guess that's the thing I liked about it. Oops, time is up. All right, yippee-yi-yay. Let me go do this, and I'll just do this because they don't matter anymore. Doink, doink. And actually, you know what I will do is I will do this, and we don't need to see the timer anymore for now. I'll turn it back on next week. Yeah, I have a couple of other ones that I'm going to try to put in. So maybe next week will be different. This is the same one I had last week. But anyway, I think I had a couple of questions I need to get. Wow, okay, cool. And, all right, you guys. Well, since that's the end of the thing, I will see you guys all, I guess, next Saturday night. So aloha, siblings.